You've heard this before. In rap songs, in pop songs, in the car, at the store. It's the Amen break, or the drum break from Amen Brother by the Winstons. Hello and welcome to the Sample Library, where we explore and analyze some of the most well-known samples in hip-hop and electronic music. I'm Zach, and today we'll be tackling one of the classic drum breaks of the past 30 years, the Amen break. Recorded in 1969, the funk and soul group The Winstons recorded a fast, up-tempo cover of Jester Hairston's Amen called Amen Brother. Since its growing popularity and use in hip-hop in the mid to late 80s, the drum break has spread like wildfire and has been used in NWA's Straight Outta Compton, Salt and Peppa's I Desire, and Two Live Crew's Feel Alright Y'all. Its influences don't just stop at hip-hop, however. The drum break has been sampled by artists of almost every music genre imaginable, from bands like Slipknot to Skrillex. I mean, hell, the entire genres of drum and bass and jungle music owe their very existence to the Amen break, as many artists will sample the snare and bass sounds and make the crazy high-energy drum patterns that make up these genres. This break has become so synonymous with the genres of EDM, hip-hop, and popular music that you'll find it in places like car commercials, the Futurama theme. There are so many instances where this drum break is used that it's almost become a meme in the world of music production. The group C418 even has a song called If You Don't Know What to Do, Just Steal the Amen break. Now, the video that best describes the significance of this drum break is Nate Harrison's video, and if you haven't seen that, I highly suggest you go watch it right now, link in the description. But to summarize the video, Nate Harrison goes into detail, doing his best Ben Stein from Ferris Bueller's Day Off impression.
Amen Brother is the B-side of a single released by the Winstons titled Color Him Father. Color Him Father went on to win a Grammy Award for the band, becoming one of the top 100 hits of 1969. It's probably the track for which the band is best known.
About how this drum break has become the rhythmic backdrop of what he calls the collective audio unconscious. Now, there's so much else to the sample culturally that Nate Harrison addresses in great detail in his video that I don't want to repeat, so if you want to learn more, I highly suggest you go watch the video right now. Of course, we can't talk about this sample without mentioning its Who Sampled number, which tops the Who Sampled charts at a whopping 2,505 times. It is difficult to grasp the sheer power and influence of this sample. I mean, in almost every sample kit that you find on any DAW or keyboard, you can usually find a drum and bass kit with the sampled and chopped up drum and bass sounds from the Amen break. See, look, check this out. I got my synth keyboard right here, and it has a drum and bass kit set for the drums, and here it is. Even if those sounds aren't directly sampled from the Amen break, they are obviously trying to emulate the fast-paced soul groove that comes from the Amen break. Now here's a question we haven't asked yet. What happened to the Winstons, and what do they think about all this? Originally hailing from Washington, D.C., the funk and soul group were moderately successful in the mid-60s and eventually found huge success with their single Color Me Father, which charted on the Billboard Hot 100 in 1969 and even earned them a Grammy for Best R&B Song that year. The group unfortunately broke up the following year, and most of the group went their separate ways to find day jobs and start families. One of the frontmen of the group, Richard Spencer, is now a retired author and teacher, and has stated in a BBC interview that he has never received a penny of royalties from this sample. However, there has been a recent GoFundMe campaign to raise money for his heart surgery, and there has been over $26,000 raised for him. Unfortunately, not every member of the Winstons has had a happy ending. The original drummer for the Winstons, and the one who actually performed the Amen break, died in 2006 of a drug addiction, homeless and penniless, and most likely unaware of the immense impact that his drum break had on popular music. This leads us to our next topic, the ethics of sampling. Now here's the thing, after hearing all of this, it kind of makes you wonder, is it still right to sample this? Was it right for all these thousands of artists to sample this without getting any sort of permission? Well, there are several aspects of this that I think show that the artists who did sample this drum break are not entirely at fault. One aspect I think has to do with Nate Harrison's concept of the collective audio unconscious. This is the idea that whenever a specific sound is used in songs over and over again, it becomes so used and so commonplace that we as listeners don't really think about it or notice it anymore. So when you hear a song that uses the Amen break, whether it's slowed down, sped up, or chopped up to oblivion, you don't even think about the original source of the sample, you just hear drums. The same goes for many, many samples that have become a part of our collective audio unconscious, and any type of popular music, from Funky Drummer, which I talked about in my last video, to the Amen break, and much, much more. After hearing this, it's easy to understand how important it is to give credit to the artists that you sample, but I also think that it's a good example of the almost viral cultural borrowing that happens in almost all forms of art and entertainment. This sort of stealing and giving no credit is nothing new in the world of art, and if you watch the Everything is a Remix documentary on YouTube, link in the description, you can see that this occurs pretty much everywhere and has been happening for as long as people have been making any form of art, whether it's architecture, literature, movies, or, of course, music. So what do you guys think about the Amen break, and what do you guys think about the sort of cultural and ethical implications of sampling? Let me know in the comments below. Remember, this is the Sample Library. Remember to like and subscribe, all that jazz. I'm Zach.